Je poserai la question aux Algériens en tant qu'ils sont des individus, car depuis que le monde est le monde, il n'y a jamais eu d'unité, ni à plus forte raison de souveraineté algérienne. Souveraineté algérienne.
شغلنا الورى وملأنا الدنا بشعر نرتله كالصلاة تسابيحه من حنايا الجزائر. جزائر جزائر يا مطلع المعجزات ويا حجة الله في الكائنات ويا بسمة الرب في أرضه ويا وجهه الضاحك القسمات ويا لوحة في سجل الخلود تموج بها الصور الحالمات ويا قصة بث فيها الوجود معاني السمو بروع الحياة.
November 1st, 1954 struck the beginning of a relentless fight for Algeria's independence. On that day, known as Toussaint Rouge or Red All Saints Day, the National Liberation Front, also known as the FLN, carried out 70 targeted attacks across the country, which sparked the Algerian War of Independence. The French government was quick to respond, sending reinforcements and taking more control on the colony. However, the revolution had already started, and the FLN continued to grow in strength. The FLN was not ruled by just a single leader, but a group of determined men. Among them were figures like Mohammed Boudaif, Karim Belqasem, Didouche Mourad, and Hussein Ait Ahmed. These men weren't just figureheads, they were on the ground organizing and executing the strategy. Boudaif, a central architect of the uprising, helped to coordinate these attacks, targeting key French military and government locations. Karim Belqasem led the charge in Qabayliyah, ensuring that the FLN hit French targets where it hurt. Algeria was now on a path to revolution, with the FLN demonstrating that they were a serious threat. On January 18, 1955, during a clash with French militants, Didouche Mourad was killed in combat at the age of 27 years old and became a martyr for the cause of independence. By August 20th, 1955, things escalated when the FLN launched a major attack in Philippeville, which is modern-day Skikda. This attack was led by Zihoud Youssef, an important military figure within the FLN who worked closely with the other leaders. It was done to show that the FLN was capable of bringing the war to both rural and urban areas. This caused the French to hit back hard with brutal retaliations, killing thousands of Algerians. But the Philippeville massacre had an unintended consequence. It brought the attention of more Algerians to the FLN's cause, solidifying the support of the local population and drawing attention to the FLN's determination. By 1956, the FLN had stepped up its game, intensifying guerrilla warfare under the direction of Karim Belqasem, who was becoming the main figure of the military side of the movement. That year, Moroccan and Tunisian independence put even more pressure on France. These events played into the FLN's hands, as Mohammed Boudaiff and other political leaders used the growing international support to strengthen their position. Now France was stretched thin, and the FLN gained more legitimacy, both internally and on the global stage. In October of 1956, the war reached a turning point. The French military intercepted a plane carrying several top FLN leaders. Ben Bella in particular had been pushing for international recognition of the FLN. Their arrest escalated tensions, and the French mistakenly thought capturing the leader would break the FLN spirit. However, it had the opposite effect. The FLN only grew stronger as new leaders stepped in, and the captured leaders became symbols of the struggle for freedom. Then came the infamous Battle of Algiers. On September of 1957, the French army used brutal tactics, including torture, to crack down on the FLN in the capital. But the battle had a significant outcome. It gained international attention, and the brutality of the French methods led to widespread criticism, which played into the FLN's hands on the diplomatic front. On May 13th of 1958, a coup in Algiers led to a full-on political crisis in France. By September of 1959, President de Gaulle finally acknowledged Algeria's right to self-determination. By January of 1961, a referendum in France confirmed the majority support for de Gaulle's approach to self-determination. Finally, on March 18th of 1962, the Evian Accords were signed. The accords led to a ceasefire, with both sides agreeing to end the violence. France officially recognized Algeria's independence on July 3rd, and on July 5th of 1962, Algeria declared itself free at last. The leaders of the FLN had achieved what they set out to do against incredible odds through a mix of political strategy, military force, and sheer determination. Algeria was finally free.
We see the back of a woman draped in a haik, the traditional garment worn by women during this time, walking through the narrow streets of the Kasbah. The rough cobblestone streets wind between walls that seem weathered by time. But what is the historical context behind this image?
أسمح الباب وليدي مرسولة من عنده العالية جينا من عين مليلة 7 أيام على رجلنا أوصلنا للجبال كمبينا أو فرنسا تسركل علينا الكرتوشي قطع صدرنا البهطو قازك لها رجلنا هالو ميما
Women played a vital, yet often hidden role in the Algerian Revolution, with the themes of concealment and adaptability running through their contributions. Whether as nurses, cooks, messengers, lookouts, bomb planters, or fighters, they adapted to the evolving needs of the resistance. In urban areas, women leveraged their ability to move freely without suspicion to carry out important tasks. During the pivotal Battle of Algiers, where this artwork is set, their concealing garments became a symbol of resistance, used to smuggle weapons and messages under the scrutiny of French authorities. Some even disguised themselves as French pieds noirs women to pass through public spaces without suspicion and plant bombs. The ability to transform, hide in plain sight, and adapt was key to their success. The women's covering is more than clothing. It's her shield and her tool for resistance. As she walks through the labyrinthine streets of the Kasbah, we don't see her face, emphasizing how women operated in the shadows, unseen but crucial. The flow of the hike as she moves suggests both grace and purpose, symbolizing the quiet yet powerful role women played. The contrast of the dull colors and rough texture with the hints of the Algerian flag reflect the harshness of the time, but hint at the resilience and hope embedded in their struggle. Overall, this piece is a tribute to the veiled yet vital contributions of women in the fight for Algerian independence.
Remember our ancestors who fought and died for our freedom and who allowed us to live freely today under one unique nation.